Hello, I am Chastity Bolden, and today I'm going to discuss the 5 types of social power. I'm also going to give an analysis of reward power as it pertains to my job at a charter school in New Orleans, Louisiana. And lastly, I'm going to discuss the alpha dog concept as it applies to leadership. I'll start by saying one of the most influential theories of power was developed by Bertrand Raven and John French, which is French and Raven, 1959. They identified 5 types of social power. Number 1 is reward power. This type of power allows someone to influence others by providing positive outcomes. For instance, at my school, if teachers if their homerooms, 80% of their homeroom scores at above benchmark on standardized tests for 2 consecutive years, they receive a $7,500 stipend on top of their salary. And if it drops, they'll give them 2 years to bring the scores back up before they take that $7,500, which is pretty reasonable to me. So not very many people get it, but the ones that do, they allow them to share their teaching practices with others. Number 2 is coercive power, which involves the ability to dispense punishments. Although it may seem effective in short term, it can lead to resentment and strained relationships. When I read this, I had never heard of coercive power before having to do this assignment. So I can remember working at Home Depot many years ago when I was in undergrad. So I had to be maybe 19. And I can remember my manager threatening to write us up or some type of disciplinary action if we didn't meet certain performance targets. And me being the type of worker I was, it made me work harder. But at the same time, it kind of strained my relationship with him. And I noticed that it strained his relationship with a few of my other coworkers because, we were trying hard. At least I know I was. But, to threaten us because we didn't hit certain targets was, that was pretty extreme to me. So, yeah, we didn't, at first, we felt like a family. But after that, it just it never felt the same. Number 3, legitimate power. This authority comes from the belief that the person has a legitimate right to demand conformity is based on the position or the role held by the individual. An example of legitimate power would be a police officer directing traffic during a busy intersection. The authority to regulate traffic flow is inherent in their role, and the drivers comply because they recognize the legitimacy of the officer's position. And I know that because I used to be a police officer. That was actually my first career. I went to school for criminal justice. I have a bachelor's degree of criminal justice in education. I went through the alternative route. And, I directed traffic a lot, during my 5 years of being a police officer. And with me being a woman, I know that if I was just a regular woman standing out there, they would not have respected me. So, but because I had on that uniform and they knew I could write a ticket or possibly take them to jail, that was the only reason they complied to me. So, comply with me, I'm sorry. Number 4 is referent power. This is when influence arises from identification with attraction to or respect for the power holder. Role models often exhibit this type of power, such as celebrities. When I think about referent power, I think of like celebrities, like certain things we buy. Like I'm from Mississippi, so I love country music, but I know many people who, especially being here in New Orleans, they laugh at me. Even some of my family members from Chicago laugh at me because I love country music. But now, all of a sudden, since Beyonce is singing country music, they're buying country music albums. Or I think about the Nespresso machine. When George Clooney endorsed it, now a lot of people I know has a Nespresso machine. So that's the way referent power works. And number 5 is expert power. This type of power stems from others' belief that the power holder possesses superior skills and ability in a specific area. For example, a surgeon who holds a great track record makes a recommendation for a treatment or surgery, it carries significant weight due to their specialized knowledge and skill set. This makes me think of my grandma's doctor. She has a condition called amyloid, and they wanted to go through her neck to take a piece of her heart out to see what type of amyloid she has in order to treat her, because she's been in the hospital. She was in the hospital 12 times last year, and she's almost 79 years old. And the doctor wants to do the surgery, and she asked me, what did I think? And I said, well, grandmama, let's talk to him and see what his track record is with, that type of surgery. And so we looked at his stats on that, and he's performed over 400 surgeries, and no one has died so far. So I was like, well, I think you should give it a chance, because, what you're doing now is not working. So at least if you let him try this and he thinks your body is strong enough. So I think if we have to find out, exactly how to treat you so you can start feeling better and stay out of the hospital. So, yeah, so when that's the way expert power works. Okay. Okay, so like I said earlier, I work at a school in a charter school in New Orleans, Louisiana. And we applied the concept of reward power. For instance, teachers hold reward power when they assign high marks to scholars who perform well academically. Administrators will reward power by allocating resources such as funding or classroom materials based on performance. Reward plays a crucial role in motivating scholars, reinforcing positive behaviors, and fostering a conducive learning environment. The concept of the alpha dog brings to mind a powerful and dominant canine leading its pack in animal behavior. Specifically, when referring to wolves or wild dogs, the alpha dog is the leader of the pack, exerting control and hierarchy over its members. This role is crucial for maintaining or ensuring survival of the group as a whole. The alpha dog's position is not solely determined by force or aggression. It often involves a combination of intelligence, charisma, and social skills, like we see in a good leader. The leader efficiently manages the group, making key decisions related to resources, territory, and mating. In human society, the term alpha dog is metaphorically applied to describe people who assert themselves as leaders exhibiting qualities similar to those of the alpha dog within a social hierarchy. Much like a skilled conductor guiding an orchestra. An alpha dog orchestrates actions, reactions, ensuring coexistence and commanding respect through deeds and actions. Remember, the concept transcends physical dominance and embodies influential presence and leadership. Thank you so much.